We're back.
Yeah. Cheers.
This is our thing now every time we do cheers before the episode.
That's how we start the show now. Just became a thing.
All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of
Hashtag Ask LiveLeanTV. We're going to answer your questions that you left us. We're going to start with the ones from @LiveLeanTV on Instagram. But we got so many. I got some on @JessicaGuthrow Fitness. We got some on our Team LiveLean Facebook page. We got them everywhere.
Yeah.
But we got so many. We're just going to start here, and then we'll see how far we can get.
And we want to grow our LiveLeanTV Instagram account. We want to get more of you over there. So that's where we're going to be taking a lot of the questions. Plus, it's easy to get the questions and organize them there. So make sure you're following us on @LiveLeanTV on Instagram. As well, if you're new to the show, this is the episode where we take your questions when you post them on social media using hashtag #AskLiveLeanTV. And hopefully they'll get them answered personally here on the show.
Yeah. All right, let's dive right into it. I'll ask you the first one is from KDija86. Is it possible to work out too much and not get results because of it?
How should I take this question?
Overtraining is definitely a thing, and you've done a post about that.
I have done.
Very in-depth.
We'll link up that video and the blog post below about overtraining, and to give
how
this,
you know if you're overtraining or not.
To sum that up, you got to be doing a lot to overtrain.
Yes, absolutely.
I think a lot of people use the excuse of, oh, but I don't want to overtrain because I hear it's bad, to not do the work or not to put in the work. And it really depends on your goals as well. Like if you want to expedite your goals and get there faster, you may have to do a little more work than what the generic, what do they say now in the generic fitness world? Like 3 workouts a week or 2 workouts a week with 48 hours in between. Like, guys, that's only going to get you.
That's kind of the standard advice you'll get from personal trainers and stuff.
Well, not even personal trainers. That's what the personal training certifications will tell you, or the government will tell you. But personal trainers will tell you you need to work out more than that.
There's no harm in doing like 1 workout daily. I don't think that that's going to harm anyone.
Well,
I don't think that's going to be too much, but of course it depends on what a workout consists of.
Okay, that's what my point.
Yeah.
Context here, guys.
Right.
You can't just say a workout. Like you can't crush leg day 7 days a week and expect to continuously get results and keep doing this. Like you got to periodize your workouts. You should be following a workout program. And if you're following a properly structured workout program, you don't have to worry about this because the program will not have you overtraining.
Right. Yeah, so I think that's a no. Maybe it's possible, but it's very not likely. So next question.
Well, okay.
Wait, what?
Well, let's slow it down.
I'm like, wait.
Because we got to give them some help here. So if you're looking for that program or to get on the proper program for you, specifically for your goals, guys, we hook you up with the Live Lean Body quiz. We'll put a link down below. Basically, you go take a quiz. It'll take you through what your goals are, access to equipment, what your current fitness level is. Then we will tell you what the best program is for you. So again, we'll say this 1,000 times. Please, please, please do your body a service. Get yourself on a program.
Yes. Okay, so Egiga1121 says, how many rest days do you suggest that an active person take each week? I hate rest days.
Yeah, so this is a good segue from the last question.
Yeah.
So again, it depends on a lot of different factors, including your current fitness level. So if you are new to fitness, you may need a little bit more recovery time than somebody who is already very active, but you said you're already very active, so.
Well, and they hate rest days, so they want no rest days.
100%.
I think you need some rest days, and a rest day doesn't have to mean completely sedentary. We talk about this a lot. A rest day can be doing a home yoga session, just a foam rolling, doing some stretching in your backyard. Like you don't have to just lounge on the couch. That's not what we mean by rest day. A rest day just means a day off of your training program. So you're not doing a programmed workout that day, but you can still move your body and you can still do all kinds of different active type things. You can go for a hike, you can go for a walk, swim in a pool. There's so much you can do on a rest day. So don't think you have to just like lay in a coffin.
But it's not even a day off from your program, because in your program it should schedule your off days.
So that's and give you some suggestions of what to do.
Exactly. So in our Team of Lean programs, so that's our monthly programs, like we give people activities that they can do on those off days. We also,
There's so many options.
We also
It's
said
endless.
we have follow-along mobility workout programs, LiveLeanMobility.com. We have LiveLeanYoga.com, where you can follow along with both Jessica and I, do the workouts alongside of us. That's great recovery. So you don't have to sit on the couch and do nothing.
Yeah.
You can do active recovery, which is what I like to call it.
Right, and I get that feeling like you're twiddling your thumbs and you're just like driving yourself crazy because you just want to work out so bad. But go to the grocery store, do your meal prepping. There's so many things you can do to keep yourself busy, and that will help you progress. You don't have to just lay in bed all day. Rest day is not like that. I think that's a really big misunderstanding about what rest day is. Okay, so Melanie Wales, Sustainable Living, says, what are a few of your favorite tips for successful airplane travel with a toddler?
All right, I love this. So guys, if you're new to the show, this show doesn't always have to be about health and fitness and nutrition.
It's about life too.
It's about life. Like, we're a young family. We have 2 kids.
One's a toddler, one's a newborn.
And we flew with Kyla, who's our first. She's now 2.5 years old. She has flown so
Many
much.
times, yeah. She's been all over the place, 3 different countries and a bunch of different states.
Yeah.
So we've been on the plane a lot with her, and so we have learned some tips.
It's been.
What's your number one?
Well, it's a struggle for sure. Like, you're 100%
So just
focused.
know that it's going to be a struggle.
Going into it, yeah, know that it's going to be a challenge.
Keep your expectations pretty low.
Yeah, so I mean, it really depends on, she said a toddler?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, at a toddler's age, they can be entertained by electronics. So like,
right, definitely make sure you bring stuff to do. So whether that's electronics or even just toys, like we bring her favorite books. She has a couple of books that are like her go-to favorites, like top 3. We make sure we bring those. We bring stuffed animals. We bring like tea. Like one time we brought her a little tea set, so we had a little tea party on the plane. I think that is so key. And then also snacks.
Let's be real. What keeps her most entertained?
What?
The Kindle.
Oh, yeah. I think you were going to say the boobie. Like, when she was still breastfeeding, it would be the boobie.
Well, no, this is for a toddler.
But,
so,
but she breastfed until she was 20 months.
As much hate as electronics seem to get with people these days, and kids, they shouldn't be on electronics.
God forbid they play with
minimize their screen times and everything.
Yeah.
Like, this is a time on a flight where that can be the saving grace. And I mean, they're not, like, they're watching things, they're interacting with it, like, they're children-oriented stuff. Yeah. So it's keeping their mind, it's stimulating their mind. So the go-to would be that. Coloring books are fine, but that's only going to keep their attention for so long.
We are not anti-technology.
No,
when it
not
comes
at
to
all.
Kids. We want our kids to be, fluent
of
in
Of
technology.
the times.
So definitely that works too. But I think snacks, toys, a piece of technology with kid-approved apps is really key. Those are our top. Okay, so let's go with this one. Vanigmon Drew. At what point do you determine if you've injured yourself or chalk it up to being extremely sore?
Well,
so how do you know the difference?
That's a good question. Now, an injury, I think you'll just know. And when I say that is because...
I feel that way too.
I don't know, like, I remember my first injury that I sustained was I was doing pull-ups and I pulled something and I just powered through it.
Did you feel like a snap or something?
No, it was just like something gave, like a pinched nerve or something.
Yeah.
And I was just so determined back then that I was like, if my workout says this, I'm going to get through it. If it tells me to do 12 reps of pull-ups, I'm going to get through it. Like, that's how determined I was. So you can kind of tell when it happens. If you're new to fitness, maybe not. But if you go like 24 to 48 hours and you're still feeling like, there's difference between muscle soreness and joint soreness or pinched nerves or those things. And I don't really know how to describe them, but you'll just pretty much know. Like, you can tell after a leg day, my quads are sore. But after a leg day, if your knees are sore or your hips are sore or something, that's something totally different.
I agree. It is hard to describe because it's such a feeling and it's such like a knowing of what different feelings are like. Because soreness to me is not pain the same way that like acute pain is pain.
Yeah.
If you have like a pinched nerve or a torn muscle or something, that's like a different level, a different type of pain than just like soreness pain, which to me is kind of like a dull, throbbing, kind of like tender to the touch kind of a pain, but it's not like shooting lightning type of pain.
Yeah.
So this is a hard question to answer because it really, like, you're the one who knows your body best, so it's really going to be up to you to make that judgment call. But most of the time when it's an injury, it's like something acute like that happens.
You'll just
like,
know. Like,
you know during your workout, you're like, oh, something just happened.
Yeah. Like
versus soreness is like it comes on gradually.
Yeah, so intuitively you'll know if you go home from your workout, you feel fine, and the next morning you wake up and you're feeling sore.
That's
probably
just soreness.
muscle soreness.
Yeah.
But if you feel something during the movement, then you might have pinched something. So if you're on the fence and you're unsure, I would just take like 24 to 48 hours off. If you're still feeling something up to 72 hours, it's probably an actual injury and you should probably get some help on it.
Yeah, definitely. And that's one good tip here is don't train through an injury. It's okay to train through soreness, but I wouldn't recommend training through an injury because most likely you're just going to aggravate it, make it worse, and delay the healing even more. But training through soreness is completely fine. We do it all the time. That's no big deal. And your soreness will actually lessen as you warm up your muscles. But that's another way I think of knowing is like if you're trying to train through it and it's not going away, not getting better, and it's hurting worse, then it's probably an injury.
Don't be like old school Brad doing those pull-ups while you're sore.
And get rid of your ego and be smart. So Natalie Burgos says, does it help to do HIIT cardio first thing in the AM, like T25, and weight training in the afternoon? Yes? What do you think?
I don't know. I can't.
How come you're not following our program?
Yeah, why aren't you following our programs? I can't speak for T25 because we didn't create the program.
Let's just talk about HIIT cardio in general.
Let's talk about LiveLean 15. Let's talk about LiveLean 15 and talk about LiveLean Sprint 2.0 and all the great. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So what's the actual question?
Okay, the concept is, does it help to do HIIT cardio first thing in the AM and weight training in the afternoon? To be honest, that's the way I would prefer it versus the flip-flop. I don't know if that's what you're asking is like which one should you do in the morning and which one in the afternoon. If I, have it my way, I'm doing cardio in the morning and weight training in the afternoon. I like to do weight training when I've had more food in my system and I'm like more mentally awake and ready. Cardio, I don't mind just like rolling out of bed and going. I feel like that's an easier thing to do when you're kind of like still half awake and you haven't had food yet.
Yeah, I mean the bro science way is cardio in the morning, training at night. That's what I used to do as well.
Yeah, that's old school bodybuilder bro science.
But it's kind of like, what's the science behind it? It kind of comes down to just like what you were saying.
When you perform your best.
What you can do best.
What feels right to you. And what's going to like make you feel at your 100%.
Right.
So most people, I think, do better with cardio when they're kind of groggy and then weight training when they're more alert.
So the overarching answer to this is just get it done whenever you can.
Honestly, if your schedule doesn't allow or it makes it so difficult for you to do them at those times, then group them together and do them late at night or do whatever you can do.
But if you're going to group them together in one workout, do the HIIT after your resistance training.
That's true. That is a good point. I would always do cardio after weight training.
Always.
Except for in this case, if they're separate sessions.
Yeah.
Then I would switch them. Cardio first. But when they're in the same session, I would do it at the end. Okay, Jalen Kick says, Jess, what are your favorite brand of leggings?
All right.
Sorry, Brad, maybe you should just go sit down.
Well, before you answer this question, I just want to give a shout out to Jalen Kicks because Jalen has been a subscriber of ours and she's done some work for us. So she's just volunteered her time to help us out. So big thank you to you. I know we've been talking back and forth and I know I had some other things for you and I didn't actually give you those things to do, but if you're still interested, I have some work that you can help us out with.
He's like, I've been meaning to text you.
I've been meaning to text you.
Okay.
So first of all, thank you for your kindness in helping us out.
And on that note, my favorite leggings are actually Kira Grace Yoga. They're yoga leggings, but I use them for working out. I love that brand. They're really high quality materials. They last forever. I've never had a pair wear out. I usually end up like passing them on to another friend or something when I'm done with them, but I just love them. They last forever and they're a lot of cute styles and stuff. Most of the leggings you see me wear are Kira Grace.
And if the homies out there are wondering what kind of tights compression I like.
Actually, yeah, compression. I just thought of that. Skins are definitely top of my list too because those are really high quality. And they make you feel like you're like a robot
very
when you're
high
wearing
quality.
them. They're so cool.
If you've never heard of Skins before, I think they're an Australian company and the top of the line compression gear. Not only do they like keep you compressed and like I
hug
feel
your muscles in,
like I can squat more when I'm wearing them. I feel safer wearing them.
Like a superhuman. Yeah.
But they also
and they're really sleek and attractive looking too.
They also look good too because this one guy came up to me in the gym the other day. He's like, "Dude, what leggings are those?"
Really?
And it's so weird because typically dudes won't do that.
Yeah, I know.
But he was like, "I'm not coming on to you or anything, but man, those leggings are
You're like no homo."
Yeah, those leggings are awesome. So that's what I like, skins.
Yeah, I mean, every time we put those on, we're like, these are good leggings.
But you're going to be paying a pretty expensive little penny for them.
But the great thing is they will last you for like years, actual years, probably maybe even a decade. We've only had ours for like maybe 3 years, but they will probably last a decade.
Maybe for you, because you keep your clothes for like 30 years. She's still wearing clothes that she wore in high school.
Hey, stop. Stop. I'm getting better. Okay, so Irish Girl 26. I'm a beginner and I struggle with staying consistent with workouts. Any tips to help with consistency? Yeah, what are your tips?
You know my answer, so I'll let you answer first.
Do they know your answer though? Of course I do. But I'll tell you about when I was a beginner. What helped me stay consistent was to literally like tape a calendar to my wall on a place where I could not look at it. Like I'm talking, it was like right next to the light switch. So I actually had to look at it, even if I didn't want to. It was right in front of my face. And I would pencil in my training schedule. So like my training plan. And it was penciled onto that calendar and it stared me in the face.
Nice.
So I just like every morning waking up, going to bed, every time I like flicked that light switch, it would be staring at me. So I couldn't possibly forget to do it. And that was huge for me. That was like game changing. I think that was like the only thing that really made me consistent. And I think I did that for like 6 months. And by that time it was just kind of a habit. And then I'd feel weird if I didn't work out.
Yeah.
So I think it's first you have to force that habit onto yourself. And then once it is a habit, you just continue.
So let me ask you this. Why was it important to you?
Oh, well, this is one thing I actually don't recommend that beginners do. I was training for a show. For me, that was kind of like the thing I needed. I was like, okay, I need to put myself on in a bikini on stage in order to feel accountable to something. I didn't have like a good enough personal reason, but
I know you're saying you don't recommend it.
I don't recommend this for beginners, no.
But let's be real, like this is my point. That gave you a why.
Yeah.
It gave you a reason to do something. And that's what people are lacking or they're missing or they're not getting into it, like they're not getting in tune with that, is why does this even matter to you? Because
that was such an extreme way to find that why.
I agree.
Like, I found it later in a better way, but yeah, I
agree, but at least it was something.
I agree, yeah.
Because too many people get into this and they're just like, oh, I just want to be healthy.
I know,
but what does that even mean to you? What does health mean to you? Why do you want to get healthy?
Because most likely you already are pretty healthy. Like you're probably relatively healthy already.
Like if I was sitting down with you, I'd be like, why? And then you give me an answer, I'd be like, why? And then you give me another answer, why? I would just keep going down there until you get really deep into why this is important to you. Because once you get down to that level, then things just become, I have to do it because I feel like it's just gonna change me. Like that's what happened to me when I was beginning my journey. Was I just wasn't comfortable in my own skin. I was getting passed over for job interviews. I wasn't getting, I was scared to talk to girls. I was just not living my best life, and it was just tearing me down inside because I knew I had so much more potential than what I was showing to the world. And what happened was I first needed to transform my exterior to really show myself to my interior that I can do more. So when I really got clear on that, it just took off. But I shouldn't say it just took off. Then I actually put some skin in the game and I found somebody who could help me get there. I didn't try to figure it out all myself. Well, I did in the beginning, and I wasted probably, like I said, my story is like 5 to 6 years of just doing whatever I wanted to do, and I still was never getting results. Then when I put some skin in the game, then when I hired a coach, then when I followed a program, things started to happen because I put my faith in someone who got the results that I wanted, knew what they were talking about, and then, most importantly, I executed on that because I had such a strong why and such a strong burning desire to get this happen. So I would go inner, I would figure out why that why is. Once you figure it out, once you get that burning desire going, invest in a program and follow it.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And I like how you say, it's not like things just took off or like things started happening. It's like you started to make things happen.
Exactly.
So I think it's important for us to tell all of you guys, things aren't just going to happen to you. Like you're not going to just accidentally get fit. It's something that you do by taking little steps every day and by having this grand vision of what you actually want, and then chunk by chunk achieving that. So it's not like an overnight thing, and it's not like an accidental thing. You have to make yourself fit. You have to, put the effort in, and it's going to take a while, but it will happen as long as you stay with that vision and you stay consistent day after day, even on the days you don't feel like it, like especially on the days you don't feel like it.
That's when you really test yourself.
You really do.
How bad do you want this?
Oh yeah. And that is the difference between those who make it and those who don't, is the ones who will do it no matter what.
And then you'll have those days where you're like, I don't want to work out today. You'll force yourself to go. You'll hate it. You'll get through the warm-up, then you're like, okay, this is going. The blood will flow. Then you'll finish the workout and you'll be like, I am so glad I finished that workout. And then just things go like this. So this is a good segue into the next question is, which I can't say I love this question. K_DJ86 says, how long does it take to lose body fat?
Yeah.
So you want to take this one?
We've probably answered this like many times, but it's way too vague and too general of a question.
Not even that. Yeah. What I just have an issue with is we tell you the answer, and why does that matter? How long it takes to lose body fat. So
if I told you 30 seconds, would that be different than if I said 30 days?
No, what
30 years?
What I'm saying is, if I told you it was going to take you 6 weeks to lose fat, or if I told you it was going to take you a year to lose fat, if it does take a year, does that mean you're not going to do anything about it?
That's exactly what I want to know. I always follow up with that, like, so is that going to change what you're going to do today and tomorrow and the next day? Just knowing how long it would take you. If someone had told me that it would take me 5 years to get to my ideal physique, I probably would have not ever started. So it's like not, throwing out that worry about like however long it's going to take. It takes however long it takes. Yeah. Because you don't know what kind of things are going to happen along your journey. You're going to have highs. You're going to have lows. Life is going to kind of like change around you while you're going towards your goal. Like me, I've just had 2 babies. Like that's not something I could have predicted when I first started my fitness journey. But your body's going to go through different stages and different phases and everything. So who knows when you're actually there? It's not like you just wake up one day and you're like, I've arrived. I've just lost the exact amount of fat that I wanted to lose. I mean, you can reach your number goals and stuff, and so maybe that feels to you like I've arrived, but there really is no ever true I've arrived moment, because fitness is an ongoing thing, something you do for the rest of your life, and you'll continue to stay in a fat burning mode. Once you get to your ideal fat percentage, you'll go into maintenance mode is what we call it. So it's not like you're just done and it's just over. You continue on. So it's such a hard question to answer.
Well, no, it's an easy question to answer. The answer is 3,500 calorie deficit.
Yeah, there is math to it.
That's your answer. If that's what you're looking for, in order to lose 1 pound of body fat, you need to be in a 3,500 calorie deficit. So what does that mean?
Well, I mean, 3,500 calories is what 1 pound of fat contains. So you need to burn that much, meaning like
in excess of what you're consuming.
Right.
So this is what I'm saying. So like you could burn a pound.
You could calculate how fast you're going to burn your fat if you really wanted to number it out.
Yeah. So you could burn 500 calories a day, or in excess of 500 calories a day. At the end of the week, you will burn 1 pound of fat. But that is not like this linear process where if you do that every week for the rest of your life, you're going to be negative 50 pounds. Like it's not a linear thing, but if you're asking...
plus it depends on the person and your history and everything, because we deal with a lot of people who have slowed their metabolism down by dieting too much, and no matter how big of a deficit they're eating, and they're still not seeing results. So it's way more complex than just the numbers and the calories in, calories out thing. Way more complex than that. You need to look at your total lifestyle, your hormonal balance, a lot of different things. So I would say instead of worrying about how long it takes to lose body fat, just start losing it. Just start taking the steps towards that goal.
That's my conclusion to this question is, let's restructure that question. Rather than asking how long does it take, ask what's my next steps to lose body fat.
Right. What can I do today and tomorrow and next month?
Then we can get you in the mindset of getting you to lose fat, not how quickly can I get this done, because that's going to take you down the whole wrong route.
Yeah, true. Oh, that's another point. If you go for the quick fix methods, you're probably going to end up setting yourself back, so it's going to take even longer. Yeah. So you need to go with the long-term vision in mind.
I think we beat that question to death, but we wanted to make a point. Okay, so next question is on Instagram from Nini Macavarian 1. Man, nobody has like an easy Instagram name. Like John Smith. If I want to lose fat, is counting calories, eat whole food enough, or do I need to count macros too? Okay, so should you just eat clean or do you need to count macros?
I think it's implying that we're eating clean, right?
No, it's asking, should you count calories? If you count calories, do you need, hold on here.
I know.
I'm going to read it exactly
this.
word for word. If
Okay.
I want to lose fat, is counting calories, eat whole food enough, or I need to count macros too?
Okay.
So you take that however you want to take it.
I think it's like, assuming we're eating clean, is it enough to just count calories, or do we also need to count macros?
Yeah, that's
right.
what I take
That's
it.
kind of how I'm understanding it. Okay, so I feel like calories is the biggest part of the equation when it comes to weight loss. Yet, if you pay no attention to macros, and like, let's just say you're on an all carbs diet, carbs only, and you're counting your calories, I feel like your results are going to be nowhere near as good as if you had paid attention to your macros too. Because, you know, even though calories, I think, is the biggest driver, it does matter what those calories are made up of.
Exactly.
Because it's going to affect your body composition, it's going to affect your hormones, your just overall health balance. So many things are affected by your macros. So
Yeah, if you
it's like, there's no yes or no to
if you eat 2,000 calories worth of donuts,
yeah.
but you're burning 2,500 calories, yes,
Are you gonna be as
you
lean and
could
shredded?
be losing weight, but weight is made up of body fat as well as lean tissue. So, you know, your muscles, your bones, everything else. The goal is to recompose your body to maintain muscle or build muscle and burn into that stored body fat. So to do that, the best way to do it is, yes, to be in a calorie deficit, but make sure your macros are on point where you're getting enough protein, you're getting enough healthy fats for your cells, and you're also, you know, eating sufficient amount of carbohydrates, fruits, vegetables, so your micronutrients are on point.
Yes. And try not to overcomplicate the whole macros calories thing. I think people just get paralyzed when they even think about doing it, but it's just like, macros help you determine if your plate is balanced or it's off balance. So, you know, just, I feel like, you know, don't scare yourself out of doing the work by thinking it's going to be such a crazy math equation every time you eat. It doesn't have to be like that. Simply just aim for balance. You can just do it visually. Just look at your plate. Does this look like a balanced meal? And start there, you know, because you can get deeper into it, your understanding of nutrition, with more training and more practice. But if you're beginning and you're just like paralyzed and you're like scared to even make any effort, I would say just forget the, you know, numbers and just kind of go off how you're feeling and all of that stuff, because that is so important. Like you said, if you were just eat 2,000 calories of donuts, first of all, you're just going to feel terrible. You're not living your best life. Let's be real. Not living your best life. You're not going to feel like working out. You're not going to you know, be noticing the results you want to see. I think that's enough said about that, but hopefully that helps.
If they want help with that, where would you send them?
Okay, so the best place to learn everything you need to know about eating to live lean forever, I'm talking about sustainable live lean eating, is the Live Lean Way course. This is 28 days of videos with me. I'm like sitting in your kitchen with you, and we're going over step by step every single thing you need to know about macros, about calories, about, you know, food choices, about meal planning, about meal prepping. All of that is in there, plus it comes with recipe books and everything. So I think Live Lean Way is like the best resource for you guys who are just utterly confused about anything to do with nutrition. So that's linked down below. We also have hundreds of actually over 1,000 videos here on YouTube on this channel. And so many of them are about nutrition, about macros, about eating to lose fat. It's all here. There's the free option, and then there's the option if you really want to invest in yourself and, you know, get your nutritional PhD in 28 days.
I like that.
So those are the options. Not an actual PhD, but that's just what we call it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go to the next question is from Stephanie T. Bunch of numbers, 10, 22.
A bunch of numbers, yeah.
What is your opinion on sugar alcohols?
Okay, so I wonder like how she means, like what's just like our general opinion, or do we recommend using them or not?
Well, what's our opinion on them? So I'll tell you my opinion on them. I think they're better than sugar, but I prefer stevia than sugar alcohols.
Oh.
I'm in the middle of a podcast here,
Stephanie?
bro. Stephanie? Maybe they're trying to call in to get in on the show. Okay, so that's so.
You said better than sugar.
Yep.
But what else did you just say?
Better than sugar, but I still prefer stevia. Now the reasons being, sugar alcohols like xylitol, some other erythritol.
Erythritol.
Some other ones are still not 0 calorie. So there's 4 calories in a gram of sugar. In sugar alcohols, I think there's 2.5 calories in a gram. So they're half the sugar, or close to half the calories of sugar, but there's still calories in them. But stevia is 0 calories. But the other benefit to sugar alcohols is they don't seem to spike blood sugar or your insulin, which is a good thing like sugar does. So that's good. But I would just say if you had the choice between a natural plant-based sweetener that's 0 calories like stevia or a sugar alcohol, I would go with stevia.
Yeah, some people don't like the slightly bitter taste that stevia has to it. I feel like sometimes when I have stevia in something, I'm like, I don't like that. But other times it's fine. So I don't know, just depends. But I personally am a little terrified of it because it gives you the bubble guts.
Well, it's for some people it does.
In excess. So I'm just warning you all, if you haven't tried this ever and you're about to try it, like, be gentle with it. Just have a small amount, because if you eat too much of this, it can cause like diarrhea, farting, like upset. But yeah, I feel like I personally know that from back in the day when I used to chew way too much gum. I'd have like maybe like 6 sticks of sugar-free gum a day, which was way too much. Yeah. I don't really have hardly any gum anymore. It's like totally occasional now. But yeah, there was a time when I was like just endless gum chewing, and I do feel like it kind of bothered me down there, just to let you know. So I would go easy on the sugar alcohols if you are going to use them. But yeah, stevia would be the ultimate choice.
All right, guys. Well, that's a show. But before we wrap it up, guys, on the podcast, we're taking extra questions on the podcast. So it's one of our goals is to get more people listening over on the podcast as well, because we do exclusive Q&As over there. So we're going to take some more questions over on the podcast. But for YouTube, we're going to cut you off right here. We love you, so thank you for watching. But if you're listening via our podcast, stay listening, because we still want to answer at least one more question for you.
Bonus Q.
So any last thoughts before we get to those bonus questions?
We're always taking new questions for #AskLiveLeanTV, and we will find them. So anytime this week, just go ahead and ask your questions when they pop to your mind. Put them with the #AskLiveLeanTV, and we will find them, and they will be on a future show.
Well, we hope to find them. It's hard.
We will try.
They're all over the place. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. And
Live and lean.
Live and lean. Bye.